This is an idea. I'm working on perpetual energy. I had it in a pressure tank, but decided the pressure would bleed off, and then I'd run out of pressure. So I put it underwater, and the water runs in, and I used the water to run it. Now, I'd probably run out of water in it, and I haven't figured out to get the water in yet. So when it's running, it's going to have to pull more water in, so I'll have to draw more lines in and pull in water for the next time. So, I get the water coming in here. It pulls this piston down. When this piston comes down, it pushes this down, creating a vacuum in here. So as it's creating a vacuum in here, I'm going to also have to draw a line in here to pull in the next stage of water. So when it creates the vacuum, this vacuum gets under here. When that vacuum of water gets under here, it creates more pressure on this piston. But this water eventually is going to vent. But when there's water vent, so anyways, there's built up pressure here. This blue line here is where the water comes in for the next trip. I got water coming in here to push it this way. When the piston gets down here, I want it to go the other way. This line here is where it vents down here for the next trip. Anyways, when it builds up pressure, it pushes this way and creates a vent here that comes up this way to pull the pressure out of here. Okay, it builds up pressure here. This is solid. This goes this way. That takes the pressure out of here, but it builds up pressure here. I got a thing hit here that pulls the pressure out of here. It builds up pressure here. Down at this end, I got to slide it. It won't slide. So down here, I got a thing here that slides. It builds up pressure, but the pressure pulls the pressure out of here. So I get pressure there. Now, when I get pressure there, right here, I pull. When I get pressure there, right here's the thing that slides, and I suck water out of here. I didn't say it right. Right here, somehow or the other, I can get ocean water. I can pump ocean water out of here and pull this sideways, I can pump. It's all equal to the ocean water. When I get done, it's all equal to ocean water, and I can pump ocean water out. Now, if I did it right this time, and I didn't do it right the last time, I got to turn it this way. Okay. Hit that, hold it up, excuse me. Now here, it's equal to ocean water, and I got a lot of energy out of it. Now, these two things here are equal to that space I wanted to get out, and I have 4 of them. So I use the 2 pumping, and I pump 2. When it's pumping with the ocean water, I'm not sure it'll work, but I have the power of the ocean water with 2 pumping and 2 open. But I have the power of the ocean water pumping one way, and then the other way I have 2 open. So I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but when I'm pulling out, and I got to have a space in there, so I'm pulling out. I may be pulling all 4 out, but I may just be pulling 2 out, and the other end are vacant in one direction, and the other direction, I haven't decided, but I have all 4 here, where I can have these open or closed in one direction, or open and closed in the other. But I have 2 going in and 2 going out with a teeter-totter, or 4 going in and 4 going out. Both ends, they can come in the center and go across. I can have them go across the top or go across the bottom. I can have them come in the center or go across the center. But they're equal pressure. They're equal pressure on the outside, or they can be equal pressure on the inside. And they're all ocean water, but I just got to use, and they're probably, the pressure on that thing that I'm pumping them out of is the same pressure as the ocean water, but I just got to get it out of there. Now, I have each one of these I have the 4 tubes, each one of these has, but I'm pumping in this side, I just got to get it out there. There might be more of these that I need, but I just have to pump it out there. So there's pressure here. These are the ones coming out, these are the ones coming down. These are the ones, and I have all that power, because when I have that thing pumping, I take a lot of pressure off, then I take a lot of pressure off again, then I take a lot of pressure off again, and I just go into bigger space. I just go into bigger space, but I take a lot of pressure off. And when I take a lot of pressure off and go into bigger space, and finally end up with a bigger space and really dump it into the same pressure, and then dump it into the bigger pressure, but then when I dump it into bigger pressure, I got to make more space. I got to make more space, so them things when I was taking it out of that space, them things slide, so I make more space, and then I slide it in the other direction and make more space, and then I slide it and I pump it out and slide it back and forth. There's like a center section and 2 sides, and I pump it back and forth. I keep pumping it back and forth and sliding it back and forth. Anyways, when I slide that back and forth, I pull it in here with the teeter-totters with pressure on both sides, and I don't know whether it'll work, but I use the pressure of the ocean. I don't even know if I need this. But like with pressure on each side, the pressure of the ocean water, and I'm hoping this comes in and this goes out, using that piston on the inside, pushing this down, we'll pull that out of there, and with the pressure going up, with that pressure, that unbalance of that piston pushing down, pushing that larger piston, and pushing that cylinder down, creating an imbalance, and getting it into a larger area, and that larger area, 2 of these being equal to that larger area, and going into the 4 area here, and being able to have 2 cylinders open, going into 4 cylinders, going down to 2, but I don't know. I was just working on it. It's just an idea, maybe a possibility of perpetual energy, because I'm using the perpetual, for energy, I'm using gravity and water, where I never run out of the gravity in the water. I'm using like I'm pushing a piston against a cylinder so I have less pressure underneath the piston, compressing water. On the other side, I'm pushing piston against it, going into a larger area, creating less pressure, going into larger area, creating less pressure, and at the end I have equal pressure on both sides, and pumping water out, pulling the cylinder over where I have more area to put the final thing in. And I'm using this with equal pressure on each side to pump the water out. Bye.